All right, let's continue the conversation this morning. I do have a security analyst and a producer of Crime Fighters and Police and You, a TV program, and a veteran crime reporter joining me this morning, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Tosan. Good morning to you, Dr. Mrs.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. Our schools have become unsafe for kids, especially in the northern part of the country. Farmers can no longer farm in peace, and the roads are equally not safe. Government on the rampage. Amidst all this, some people believe an amnesty for bandits would be a solution to the menace. Do you subscribe to this?
I do not. Crime is crime. And kidnapping is one of the heinous crimes. So why should anybody even think of giving amnesty to people who make life unbearable for others? We have people who kidnapped for just a mere recharge card. They are languishing in prison custody. So why would you even prefer amnesty to those who are kidnapping children, harmless children, people who cannot fight for themselves? They are actually vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. So why would anybody, subscribe to that kind of thoughts?
Okay, it's been said in some quarters that we don't know what they want. We don't know their demands, and
do you really need to know what they want? It's the way we do things in Nigeria is absurd. Armed robbers go to rob. You send armed policemen against them. Do anybody go to ask the armed robbers what they want? These are armed robbers. You can call them anything. They're armed robbers. They're kidnappers because they have arms. So why would you want to give amnesty to people who have gone to schools to kidnap with arms? And then you are saying that we should ask them what they want. Did you ask armed robbers what they want?
Okay.
Why do you want to use different templates for different crimes? A crime is a crime. If you can arrest armed robbers for robbing and you take them to court or you kill them in a gun duel, so what's wrong in applying the same method to the kidnappers, those who went to schools to kidnap children at the wee hours of the night? What do you call them?
All right, let's compare what is happening right now with what happened sometimes back in 2009 when amnesty was extended to the warring Niger Delta militants. Some person said, "Oh, when
people are quick to use the Niger Delta issue as a basis to argue for the ones in the north. They are not the same thing. And may I remind our listeners that it is not all those Niger Delta boys that got amnesty. A lot of them are still languishing in prison custody. They were actually convicted. Those who got amnesty were those who laid their arms. Those who actually perpetrated kidnapping. A lot of them are in prison custodies across the southern states of the country. So let's not quick to give credence to what happened in Niger Delta in 2009 as to what is happening in the north now. They are not the same thing. They are not the same thing, never the same thing, so we cannot. And those in the Niger Delta actually have reasons for kidnapping. They were agitating, for the degradation of their land. So tell me what these kidnappers are agitating for.
Okay, let's take a look at the intelligence gathering in terms of these bandits and, of course, attacks on schools, kidnapping, abduction of students, both on girls' secondary schools and, of course, government secondary schools in the northwestern part of the country. We've not seen much from the federal government's angle through the security agencies. Talking about intelligence gathering, we've seen a federal government, reportedly as federal government-backed negotiator, Sheikh Gumi, even having much to say, to tell the public than even the federal government. Don't you think we have it?
I don't. I want to disagree with you. I don't want to throw your line of thoughts that Gumi is negotiating on behalf of federal government. There is nothing to give credence to that. he had come out on his own to say he's doing it for himself
Okay.
and for Nigeria. Having said that, I will not also subscribe to the your thoughts that the intelligence gathering has failed, because I am not in the position, to speak to that. Those who are in the authority in the field of gathering information for the federal government would either know whether they failed or not. But having said that, I think we as a people also owe it to ourselves to also give information. For example, if you have some people, troop to a village and then cut away 300 children, how did they get to that place? At what time did they move into that place? I want to take my village for example. I know that if any foreigner gets into my village, if it's a one person or two, you will see tongue will begin to wag that a certain person is resident in the compound, and everybody will begin to ask everybody, who is that person? Not to talk of, mass young men moving into a certain area, and then they allow it, just pass without any information, pass to the commissioner of police or pass to the DSS director. So we also owe it to ourselves. When the Minister of Defense said something and our colleagues began to criticize the man, I felt a little bit awkward. What the man said is that you should defend yourself. He didn't actually mean you must carry arms and begin to fight against the insurgents. What he's saying, even if it's a piece of information you have and you quickly just pass, that information to the constituted authority, I'm sure some of these incidences that we have would have been curtailed. And again, we also get carried away. I remember way back, one of the things that actually gave rise to crime fighters is what we are saying today, that we are susceptible to collecting anything. Nigerians can collect money from the devil. You can, maybe 100 naira or 200 naira gifts might even let a neighbor a member of the village give out information about the school. So we all as a people must also realize that the responsibility of protecting ourselves is also important as to waiting for the federal government or state government or local government to do it for ourselves.
Okay, I want us to move away from these kidnappings and abductions in the northwestern part of the country. We have these peculiar security situation in the southeastern part of the country right now, and many persons are not paying attention to it, and it is growing. Wanton attack on police stations across southeast. Just last month, 2 police stations in Abia State were attacked. Divisional police stations attacked and overrun by unknown gunmen. The same thing happened. Police posts in Anambra State, Cross River State, the same thing, and some other states. In Imo State, 2 police stations. It's unfortunate there has been wanton attack. I don't know, what do you make the security implications of these attacks on police stations across the southeastern part of the country?
It is not just across southeast, across the country. And may I say they are not unknown gunmen. They are criminals. We should shame them. We should call it what it is. And it's as a result of total breakdown of law and order in the country. Otherwise, why would somebody be emboldened, to attack a police station? These are reprisal attacks. They feel that when they neutralize the police, presence, they will be able to go into villages, town, and shops to unleash terror on the innocent Nigerians. But that's why I spoke to the fact that we as a people have to stand up for ourselves and protect ourselves. These people believe that they have access to arms and ammunition, and by the time they storm police station, burn down police station, make them helpless, then they can begin to attack you and I along the road or in our homes. So the earlier we all stand up, to them, the better for all of us.
Interesting.
So I really don't want to say they are gunmen. They are criminals. Even the NSAS, 40% of those who aided NSAS are Yahoo boys. they profit from all these crimes. There's so much money to be made in crime now, as compared to before. Everybody is scared, so people call, threaten you, and they ask you to bring 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and families run helter-skelter to raise this money and give to these people. It's because they are making money from it. They are profiteering from it.
All right. This is happening now. I want us to take a look at what might happen in the nearest future if nothing is done about this wanton attack on police stations, because we've seen situations where policemen are even scared to wear their police uniforms because of fear of being attacked, especially in Aba axis. Some of these police officers, they revealed that condition of anonymity to us. Can you help us find meanings to this? Yes.
I want to hazard a guess that yes, I do not want to think that policemen are scared, because that's what they are trained to do, to ward off criminals. But that being said, there's a state commissioner of police on ground there. They have DC ops, and I want to believe that the police is highly equipped, well equipped to ward off So I think the only reason why they're being careful is not to use human shield, innocent Nigerians, for them not to get into crossfire when when they begin to fight back,
Okay.
these bandits. But I want to believe that the police is up to it. The current Inspector General of Police is doing his best, and I'm sure he would have called his AIG of the zone and the command CP to rise up to the occasion.
All right, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Tosan, thank you very much for your analysis this morning on the program platform on Flow 94.9 FM. We do appreciate.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, that's Dr. Mrs. Aisha Tosan, a security analyst and producer of Crime Fighters and Police and You, a TV program, and also a veteran crime reporter. You heard her there. Making meanings to some of the security challenges we're facing, especially in the southeastern part of the country. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM.